Let's have a look at different methods for learning new vocabulary. What methods can we use in the class to help our students remember? So you could draw a word, or you could show a visual of a word, or a prop or some kind of realia. This will depend on what word you're talking about. You could mime a word, so you as the teacher are miming at the front and the students need to try and elicit what word you're talking about. You could give the word a definition. This is also a good point to point your students towards an English dictionary. Now, even if they're very low levels, nowadays there are dictionaries that are targeted at each level. If you try and encourage them to use a dictionary, it will get them into good study skills habits, and it's a good way to help them then record vocabulary appropriately. You could put it into a suitable context. This is very important. Students may have a word in their vocabulary bank, but they may not know how to use it correctly. If you give them a suitable context, a good model, a good example, this will help them then to remember the word. Using a dictionary, obviously. If you've got starter level students, use a picture dictionary to help you. And again, if your students are very low in level, I wouldn't recommend you ever speak their language in the classroom, but if they're writing a word down, it may be an idea for them just to put the translation in their own language. Make sure you always give 3, 4, 5 examples minimum, and repeat them in many different ways in different activities so the students can get to grips with the word. As a teacher, you've got to help them change the vocabulary from passive to active so they can actively use the new words that they're learning. Drilling is quite important, so make sure you say the word, repeat it as much as possible, also in different contexts. Ask questions using the word, so this looks at the word being used in a different way. Any synonyms that you can think of for the word are quite helpful for the students, and also because English is such a rich language and we have many words that mean the same thing. So if we get them to look at different synonyms, it will actually increase their vocabulary bank. Always think about what collocations you can make with the word. This again will help expand their vocabulary. Any antonyms. Now, this isn't possible for every word. You can't have an opposite for every word. But if you can, it's quite logical to remember a word with its opposite. As the teacher, you've got to concept check as much as possible. Concept check constantly throughout your class. Never leave your concept checking to the end of your class. Make sure you're doing it throughout. So these are different ideas about how we can help our students learn new vocabulary.